Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are planting this absolutely stunning Bloomerang Dark Purple Lilac. It is so fragrant and it provides multiple seasons of interest because it's a reblooming type lilac. So it blooms now in spring, it'll bloom again midsummer and again in fall, which makes it a perfect focal point plant at the top of our dream stream. Let me show you where it's gonna go. Right here. Okay, so before you move closer, I do want to explain that this plant grows 4 to 6 feet tall and wide. So in the end, it will be most likely taller than me and nice and wide. So it'll be a perfect, beautiful plant to soften the edges of these stones, and it will show up beautifully. So now if you want to get a little closer, you can see it in a bit more detail. Isn't it perfect right here? We've got the Norway spruce backdrop and the Royal Frost birch right here, which I think the purple of this and the purple leaves here are beautiful. We've got a jack pine, we've got some blonde ambition blue grama grass right there. I think this is just gonna fit in beautifully. And the thing I like about Bloomerang is the bloom panicles are not quite as dense, I guess, and as showy maybe as your traditional lilacs where they get the great big bloom panicles, but these have a little bit more of a natural feel in the way they look to me. And I think they're gonna fit in beautifully in this more natural sort of setting. So I'm gonna grab my shovel. I'm not using an auger today. I don't like to do that around the pond because I don't know exactly where the liner is and all of that business, but I'm gonna grab my shovel and my supplies and we're gonna get this in the ground. First thing I'm gonna do is remove the tag. Okay, there's our tag. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of exploring here. See, I don't want to hit that drip tube. It'll make it easy though. We won't have to add any extra drip, but I know that there's like little cords for lights and stuff around this pond. I think we're good. Let's get our hole dug. Still gonna go in kind of gently just in case. Oh, see, look, that's an electrical line right there. And I didn't hit it. That is a win for today. I knew it was somewhere around here. It is low voltage, it wouldn't shock me, but I don't want to have to make a repair. In fact, I don't think I could even make a repair. I'd have to call someone. Okay, that looks good. So now we're gonna add in our Biotone starter fertilizer. Ooh, let the dust settle. Waft it toward you, Erin, sorry. You know, one thing I really love about all lilacs is that they're really tough in terms of soil composition. As long as it drains well, they don't want to sit in a bog. Most plants don't like that. But they're really adaptable in terms of soil pH. And they thrive in higher pH soils, which is what we have. So we're never having to treat these with chelated iron, and that is nice. Pop that down in. Oh, that is so beautiful. And then we are going to, you can see right there what it looks like in the hole. We're gonna backfill just a little bit, and then I'm gonna go grab a hose so we can water it in before I fill it in all the way. Okay, so I'm just gonna put in a little bit of water around the root ball. I like seeing how much moisture is actually in this soil already. You know, one other thing I really like about lilacs in general is that typically when you're choosing a lilac, you wanna pick one that can grow to its full size. So you don't have to worry about size controlling it or pruning it to shape in a certain shape, but you can always come in and deadhead them. So after this first flush of blooms, we could come in and just go right beneath the bloom stalk and snip it off. I wouldn't go further down into the plant, but that'll just kind of clean it up a little bit. You don't have to, it will still rebloom even if you don't do that. But I do think it helps it rebloom nicer and it looks a little bit better. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so I planted it right about at the level it was at in the can. So I'm just gonna push some of this mulch back around it, just a little bit. Now we gotta go look at it from down there. Oh, that's nice. It probably isn't as impactful on camera, I'm guessing, but it's so beautiful, I love it. Now we just get to watch it grow and enjoy its blooms.